Yeah, I welcome all on the sixth session of Yogaarthi, and on this auspicious day, we can say, because it's the 21st June. So first of all, I would like to wish you all that for this International Day of Yoga, and the you can say this is kind of yoga when we have this renowned faculty or the renowned speaker here with us on the platform of Yogaarthi Club. And today's topic, as we know, it is based upon Dasabodh. And I think Shilpa madam is the authoritative person who can definitely talk on Dasabodh and who has that authority to explain the secrets that are there in this Dasabodh scripture and which are very much related to our day-to-day and this modern era life. Okay. So let me welcome Shilpa Joshi ma'am. Shilpa Joshi ma'am, you are most welcome on this Yogaarthi Club. I would like to take this privilege to introduce Shilpa Joshi madam. Shilpa Joshi madam has done her MSc in pharmacological chemistry with the gold medal from Mumbai University, and she has inclination towards spiritual scriptures and towards spirituality. So she turned her interest towards Dasabodh, and she is the one person who has translated Dasabodh, Purna Dasabodh Grantha into English language. So that is the big gift from Shilpa Joshi madam to all the mankind and people like you and me who are seeking to get a secret or the knowledge from Dasabodh Grantha. So I would like to welcome Shilpa Joshi madam, and thanks a lot for coming here for lecture. Thank you, ma'am. You can start.
So welcome everybody. Today, of course, is the Yoga International Day, and I'm sure whole day all of you must have been engaged with asanas, pranayam, meditation, and all the aspects of yoga that are related basically to the physical practices. But yoga is something, the main pivot of yoga is the mind, and how to control this mind is a very, very difficult task. So today, at the end of the yoga day, I thought it will be nice to do something with the spiritual aspect where we can learn more about the Bhakti yoga. Because everybody thinks, yoga means it is only performing asanas, doing this, and Ashtanga yoga, as has been put by Patanjali. But Patanjali also has said that there is Bahiranga yoga and Antaranga yoga. So in Antaranga yoga, it is all within yourself that you have to work on your own self. And for that, our saints have given us so much of knowledge about the mind. And the one and the foremost is this Samartha Ramdas, who has written 205 Manase Shlok. Manase Shlok means that is, it is a message to your mind. It is a message to your mind. Since today I have to talk in English, definitely, I will not be able to quote a lot of verses, but I can see a lot of people here who are aware definitely about Samartha Ramdas and his Manase Shlok. Because we always, when as a child, in most of our Maharashtrian families, we are made to learn this Manase Shlok. And everybody thinks that this Manase Shlok is something which is meant for children only to learn. But it is not like that. It has got a very, very deep meaning. And most of the psychologists today say that there is no more knowledge than Manase Shlok about your mind. We also don't know so many things about the mind. And who is this great saint who writes everything about the mind? So this is one aspect of Samartha Ramdas. The other aspect of Samartha is he wrote Dasbodh, which has got about more than 7,000 verses. And right in the beginning, there are 20 chapters of this, and each chapter has 10 sub-chapters. So totally there are 200 sub-chapters. And it is said that people were not able to understand Sanskrit, like Dhaneshwari was the treatise on the Bhagavad Gita. And similarly, Samartha also wrote in Marathi 500 years back, he wrote this Dasbodh. Dasbodh means he called himself Das, or the servant of Rama. And what bodh or knowledge he got, he has put it in Dasbodh. Bodha means you understand, you come to know. So whatever he came to know through the spiritual learnings and his spiritual sadhana has been put in Dasbodh. And in that, one of the best chapters is Navavidha Bhakti. Navavidha Bhakti means how there are 9 steps to this bhakti or devotion. Because although he was totally with knowledge, he always called himself as the servant of Rama. Ramadasa. That is what the name he took. And he was the only saint who was directly initiated by Rama. So in short, just the story that 21 days he was lying in front of the door without having a drop of water or food, and he was only praying to Lord Rama that now you give me darshan, otherwise I'm not going to move from here. So it was for 21 days after doing all the tapa, standing in Godavari river from the sunrise till the noon, chanting Gayatri mantra and chanting the name of Lord Rama, because that was the tradition in his family for about 9 generations. So to talk about him, there is a lot, but today we cannot discuss everything about him. We can know from what he has written in Navavidha Bhakti, because Bhakti Marga is one of the supreme path in yoga. Even if you reach the apex of knowledge, unless your knowledge turns into devotion, there won't be any realization. There will be only knowledge, and that is what happened to Vyasa Muni. Vyasa Muni wrote so much. Vyaso Chishtam Jagat Sarvam. There is nothing that he has not touched, but still Vyasa was not satisfied. So once he met Narad Muni, we all know how Narad Muni is moving everywhere on the earth and he is coming to know what is happening where. And so when he came across Vyasa Muni asked him, see, Narada, I have written everything about the knowledge, yet I am not satisfied. So Narada told him, you have written everything, but you have not written anything about the devotion of God. आपने कृष्ण भक्ति के बारे में कुछ भी लिखा नहीं है, या परमात्मा के बारे में कुछ भी लिखा नहीं है. And that was the time when Vyasa Muni wrote the grantha called Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the ultimate, and in Bhagavatam you have all the things which is called as the Leela of Sri Krishna. When he wrote Bhagavatam, he became totally satisfied, as if his knowledge and bhakti blended together to give him the ultimate knowledge of Paramatman. So unless there is bhakti, how much ever knowledge you have, it will only strengthen your ego. Without devotion, you can never arrive at the realization. So let us see what is this 9th step, Navavidha Bhakti, which is put by Samartha Ramdas, and we will come to know that the path of devotion is equally strong path for people like us who are family life. We are living family life, and it is so difficult to be say on the Hatha Yoga path or this path. We are simple people, and therefore this Bhakti Marga is one of the best ones which we can follow. So therefore, let us see what is this Navavidha Bhakti. 9 steps we have to see, and it is going to be 1 hour. So definitely, I cannot elaborate on every of the stage with long discussion, but we will at least try to come across what it is. Like we know the Ashtanga Yoga, we will today know what is Navavidha Bhakti. So in Navavidha Bhakti, Samartha says, Mokshayati Dukkham Aneka Iti Mukti. What is Mukti? Have you ever tried to understand? We are only saying liberation, but liberation from what? So he says it is liberation from sorrow, liberation from bondage, liberation from ignorance, and finally liberation from death. सबसे जिसे हम डरते हैं वो है मृत्यु. लेकिन ये मृत्यु क्या है ये हमें समझना चाहिए. और ये मृत्यु is only to your physical body. You know, our true nature is beyond this physical body, which is always the saints have tried to tell us in every way. But because we are under the spell of illusion, we always feel we are the body. And therefore, everything that comes from the world will affect us. All these things, we are vulnerable to all the things that come around us. And what is vulnerable? It is not the body, it is your mind. सुख दुख ये सब कहाँ होता है? ये शरीर को नहीं होता है, ये मन को होता है. तो इस मन को अगर हम इस भक्ति की तरफ अगर डाइवर्ट करते हैं, we will all have that faith that it is him who is always with us. And whatever is happening with us throughout the life is happening for special reason. तो अगर दुख भी आता है जिंदगी में, there is some purpose behind that, you know. So there is no need to become so panic about anything, because in this world everything is changing all the time. Nothing remains permanent. And what is permanent is what we say as the Nishchala Tattvam, that is the Paramatman himself. And how to get to him? You know, even Bhagavad Gita speaks glories about the devotion and glories about the bhakta. And Lord says, who is most dear to me is my devotee. Jnana, जो ज्ञान से युक्त है, वो भक्त मुझे सबसे प्यारा है. I will quote some of those verses when we are going through. So let us start this Navavidha Bhakti, what it is. It is like, you know, there are 9 steps. And what are these 9 steps? They are the Shravana, Kirtana, Vishnu Smarana, Pada Sevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakhya, Atmanivedana. Okay, so these are the 9 steps, and we will see what each step contributes to. So in Kali Yuga, it is not possible for a sadhak to perform all rituals, yajnas, and whatever are being told in our Vedic scriptures. But there is only one way. Just in Kali Yuga, if you chant the name of Lord, it is enough. He says, इतनी साधना आप करो, लेकिन हम सबको मालूम है, अगर हम हाथ में माला लेते हैं and we start, you know, rotating the beads, one goes off to sleep and the mala will fall down. So they say it is the best cure for insomnia. आपको नींद नहीं आ रही है ना, तो हाथ में सोते समय माला लो और नामस्मरण करते जाओ and you will fall off to sleep. See, the mind is very tricky. What it doesn't like, it wants to run away from it. It cannot focus itself. इसीलिए जो हम योग के साथ कहते हैं एकाग्र और निरुद्ध, ये जो दो मन की स्थिति है, they are associated with yoga. The moodha, vikshipta, kshipta, they are with our worldly people like us. Close your eyes and just see how many thoughts are coming to us. There are more than 62,000 thoughts which visit us every day. This is what the new, you know, psychologists have found out with the research, that there are around 62,000 thoughts which visit us every day. We know only a few of them, not all of them. Some will remain impregnated in your subconscious mind. The mind we know is only 1/10. 9/10 of the mind we are not knowing, and they remain in us as the impressions, संस्कार हम जिसे कहते हैं. तो इसीलिए कहते हैं the first bhakti कौन सी है? वो है श्रवण. Shravana Bhakti is the first one, that is listening to what? It is listening to all the Hari Katha, Puran, and everything that is pertaining to the Lord. Spiritual texts, that is Shravana. Shravana doesn't mean, you know, you are listening to anything else, but it should be pertaining to this. And what happens? ये कर्म मार्ग क्या है, ज्ञान मार्ग क्या है, उपासना क्या है, इन सब के बारे में हमें जो जानकारी मिलती है, इससे हमारा जो श्रवण होता है, दिस श्रवण इज डायरेक्टली क्रिएटिंग फर्स्ट द इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर माइंड. तो हम क्या सुन रहे हैं? See, if somebody is not getting a good sleep, you will like to listen to a soft music, or you will like to listen to some classical music, not the music which has all jazz and things like that. You know, so we know what type of vibrations will be created. So इसे कहा है, ये श्रवण जो करना है, we have to do shravana regarding to the scriptures, regarding to the text, regarding to all these spiritual things which have been told by our shastras. That is called as shravana. And after shravana, what we have to do is manana. You know, hearing, and हम बोलते हैं एक कान से सुनो दूसरे कान से निकल गया. It is not that. For spiritual text, you have to keep on reflecting. उसे कहते हैं मनन. तो ये श्रवण के बाद मनन होना चाहिए. Whatever you have heard, try to reflect upon it. And they give you so many things, you know. जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं, there are simple things. We feel this spirituality means it is something meant for scholastic है, या people who know Sanskrit only they will be able to understand. No, it is not like that. It is very simple. We have scriptures in all different languages. We can pick up any one, the language with which we are very conversant. So we can pick up any of that and then go on listening and then try to reflect. Because whatever knowledge you get, जो शब्द है, ये शब्द है, ये शब्दों से जब हम अर्थ निकालते हैं, when we take the essence, the words have no meaning. शब्दों को निकाल देना है. अनिर्वाच्य, what it is? परमात्मन is what? अनिर्वाच्य. That means he is beyond words. शब्दों में हम कथन नहीं कर सकते हैं. We cannot tell about him. What the Shruti says, Shruti means all the Upanishads. What they say? Shruti mhanati neti neti. They just say it is not this, it is not this, it is not this. They cannot tell in words what it is. तो फिर हम बोलते हैं फिर श्रवण क्यों करना है? Listening to all this, one has the orientation how one should reflect upon whatever you have learned. And therefore these are the texts. इन्हें कहा है, हमारे महाराष्ट्र में ये 4 वेद है. कौन से 4 वेद है? ज्ञानेश्वरी, दासबोध, भागवत and तुकारामाची गाथा. These 4 are equivalent to 4 Vedas. And we have been always thinking, oh, this is some old, you know, literature, and what are we going to get from that? No, it is old literature. It is the ancient literature. But हम जिसे बोलते हैं ना नित्य नूतन. नित्य नूतन means always it is new. Whenever you read, if you read second time, you will get a second reference or some other meaning out of it. तो इसीलिए जो इसका पाठ होता रहता है, हम बोलते हैं कि अरे एक बार पढ़ लिया तो और क्यों, why you want to read again? No, the second time you read, you will be getting still the deeper meaning of it. तो इसीलिए जब हम सुनते हैं, we are getting the direct, you know, what you say, listening to the person who has studied all this, and his words will have that power. हम जो बोलते हैं ना शब्दों में जो ताकत है वो कहाँ से आती है? जब ये शब्द जो है ये ज्ञान युक्त हो जाते हैं. What words we speak may not make impact, but when these people speak it, it makes such a great impact and it will transfer so much of knowledge to us. Therefore ये श्रवण भक्ति जो है ये बहुत ही अहम है. It is very important to listen to all these. If we don't have time even to read, then at least श्रवण कर सकते हैं हम, इसीलिए उसे पहले श्रवण भक्ति कहा है. So that is the first bhakti. Then second he says it is the kirtana. श्रवण के बाद है कीर्तना. Now what is this kirtana? Kirtana means this is enchanting the glories of God. We all have heard the kirtan. हम टेम्पल में जाते हैं कभी कभी बैठते हैं, सुनते हैं, and you know that whole atmosphere gets charged because of, you know, playing of those manjiris and the, you know, the drums and everything makes the whole atmosphere so wonderful that we get enchanted by listening to the glories of God. तो उसे कहा है कीर्तना. और ये कीर्तन जो होता है, ये कीर्तन हम सुनते भी है कथा, और उसके साथ जो मेलोडी आती है, and the glory of God. You know, it is said that wherever the Rama Katha is there, Hanuman will be always present there. ऐसे कहते हैं कि जहां राम की कथा चालू है, हनुमान तो वहां होते ही है, not in the physical form, but his presence is there because he is always enchanted by the glory of God. तो इसीलिए हनुमान जो व्यक्तिमत्व है, you know, he is called the Sakha. जो सख्य भक्ति आगे आएगी, हम उसके बारे में और चर्चा करेंगे. लेकिन हनुमान was so brilliant, he knew all 4 Vedas. तो उनको बुद्धि भी थी और शक्ति भी थी, लेकिन still he preferred to remain at the feet of Lord. राम का मैं दास हूं, ये भावना उनको बहुत अच्छी लगती थी. So he accepted himself as the servant of Lord Rama. Therefore, it is said that God is saying what? He says, Naham vasami vaikunthe, yoginam hrudaye nacha, madbhakta yatra gayanti, tatra tishtami narada. So what he is telling? Naham vasami vaikunthe. I am not in Vaikuntha. We say that, you know, the abode of Vishnu, Vaikuntha. He says, I am not in Vaikuntha. I am not in the heart of yogis. जो तप कर रहे हैं, जो ये सब कर रहे हैं. मद भक्ता यत्र गायंती, where my devotees are chanting glory of me, there I wait at the doorstep there. तत्र तिष्ठामि नारद. हम तिष्ठा शब्द किसे यूज करते हैं? I am not just waiting, I am waiting and longing to be there. So he enjoys when this kirtana goes on. He says, I just enjoy and I always there. This is what is the description of Lord Krishna playing the ras in Vrindavan. You know, they say why he was attracted by in the Vrindavan. That is because of the love of the gopis, the transcendental love. It is the unconditional love. And Uddhava, who was such a scholar, आपको मालूम है उद्धव गीता है. There are 14 Gitas and there are still more Gitas. गणेश गीता है, हंस गीता है, पांडव गीता है, उद्धव गीता है. तो गीता का मतलब ये है where the Lord is giving knowledge. वो गीत की स्वरूप में ज्ञान दे रहा है अपने शिष्य को. So this Uddhava was close to Krishna and he said that why you are going to those gopis, you know, who are all ignorant. They don't know anything. They have no knowledge. They don't know any scriptures. और इधर मैं हूँ who has learnt everything. सब कुछ सीख गया हूँ मैं. I know everything, all the knowledge on my fingertips. So the Lord says, come with me to Vrindavan to see उनके अंदर का भाव क्या है. आप जो है, आपको you are totally, you know, intoxicated with your knowledge and still आपका अहम गया नहीं है. You say, I am learned, I know so much. ये I जब तक है, तब तक तू भगवान को मिल नहीं सकता. Ego is the biggest hindrance between Lord and us. How to get rid of this ego? जब तक हम सरेंडर नहीं होते हैं, इसीलिए तो पतंजलि भी कहते हैं तपस्वाध्याय ईश्वर प्रणिधानानि. Even Patanjali says ईश्वर प्रणिधान, surrender to him. And जब हम भक्ति मार्ग से जाने लगते हैं, the surrenderance will automatically happen. It is one of the best way where you can surrender yourself to the Lord. Now don't think that bhakti means it is something, you know, we are what you say that वहां पे कुछ ज्ञान नहीं है, खाली वो भाव से हम surrender करते हैं. No, it is not that way. ये भक्ति क्या है? What is this devotion? Is something supreme, you know. So here it is said that one we see that ये हरि कथा है, ये इसे सगुण भक्ति कहा. Saguna means the Lord is with all attributes. सगुण है, निर्गुण तो हम कैसे जान सकेंगे? One without attributes, without name, without form, and we are in the deha buddhi. So our senses need something. Now, when you go to the temple and you start praying in front of the idol, is the God in that marble or the wooden or the metal idol? It is within you. And you are imposing that godness on the idol. आप समझ लीजिए ये बात, ये जो भाव अपने अंदर निर्माण होता है. When you are seeing that this is the God, you are creating that God within you and then imposing that godliness on the idol. तो कहाँ से है वो? अपने अंदर है. ममय वांशो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातना. I am that who is in each being. अंश के रूप में मैं हरेक के अंदर हूँ. So therefore, it is that bhava which has to get created within you. It is not, but we need the idol to create that feeling within us. कुछ भी नहीं है तो वो भाव आता नहीं है. वो आने लगेगा when you reach the higher levels where we say it is dasya sakhya and atma nivedana. Then there is no idol required. You can just be on your place, be in meditation, and you are only contemplating on the Lord. But that happens to be a very higher stage. So therefore, इस नवविधा भक्ति में शुरुआत हमें श्रवण और मनन इन चीजों से की है. और पहले कहा है श्रवण, फिर कहा है भगवान का कीर्तन. And this is how all the gopis got engrossed. So Krishna said, see the way they are dancing, they have lost themselves. They have lost themselves into that feeling of Paramatman. And you are still with I, my knowledge, this, that. How can you become one with God? You will have to drop all this. At the end, you will have to drop all this. Then only you will become a true devotee. So, therefore, जैसे जैसे ये purification होने लगता है हमारे अंदर, what happens is this Paramatma will start expressing through you. Because he is inside. So that's why Lord Krishna said, which is the best instrument I like? It is the flute. It is empty. Flute is empty. So whatever I want to play through it, I can do that. So therefore it is said, you become empty and it will be only Paramatman which will flow through you. हमें खुद को पूरा रिक्त करना है. Get devoid of all this adhi, vyadhi, upadhi. And then who is left? Then it is only him who will start expressing through you. Therefore, it is called as Saguna Hari Katha. So it is then with God with attributes. And then we come to the God who will be without attributes. Saguna se leke hi hum nirgun tak पहुंच सकते हैं. इसीलिए सगुण भक्ति भी बहुत जरूरी है. Why are now all the Varkaris, now they will be going to Pandharpur walking. And if you see them, they will touch each other's feet. Why? Because they say that same Atman is in both of us. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. And the way they are going, there is nothing like ego. Kuch nahi hai. 5, 10 lakhs people are there, but there is no confusion, nothing. There are no, debates, nothing like that. Everybody is only with one thought of God. Or kuch nahi. So therefore, it is said that this Kirtana will lead you to such a beautiful ecstasy. जो भगवान की कथाएं है, उनको हम ये कीर्तन के द्वारा सुन सकते हैं. तो भगवत गीता में एक 9th चैप्टर में ये वर्स है, सततम कीर्तयन्तो मा यतन्नन्तश्च दृढ़व्रता. ये जो मेरे सतत कीर्तन में रहते हैं, नमस्यन्तश्च माम भक्त्या नित्य युक्ता उपासते. Those who are with determination and always chant my name with all the qualities, they are always with me. And the effort to arrive at me will always find success. So to have him in our heart all the time, they are engrossed in meditation always and with the transcendental love. अभी ये ट्रांसेंडेंटल लव जो हम बोलते हैं ना, इसमें क्या है, देयर आर नो एक्सपेक्टेशंस, अनकंडीशनल लव जिसे हम कहते हैं. भगवान से जो हम जाते हैं वहां, तो वी आर नॉट आस्किंग फॉर एनीथिंग, वी आर नॉट आस्किंग. ये कुछ व्यवहार की बात नहीं है कि जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, इफ यू डू माय दिस थिंग आई विल ऑफर यू दिस. वो जो हम बोलते हैं कि नवस करतात देवाला किंवा एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, तू जर हे केलंस तर मी तुला हे देईन. It is nothing of bargain. See, one who has created the whole world, what does he require? आपसे उसे क्या चाहिए? जिसने who has created this whole world, he doesn't want anything from us. But what he wants is the love. This is the transcendental love for God, which has to be there within our heart. And this Bhakti Marga is the one which will start establishing love for God. इसीलिए हमारे में है इष्ट देवता. हम बोलते हैं इष्ट देवता. See, there are, हम बोलते हैं 33 कोटि देव. There are not 33 crores, there are 33 varieties. रुद्र है, 11 रुद्र है, फिर उनके बारे में जो लिखा है, तो there are 11, 21 like that, मिलके वो 33 है. और इसमें कोई भी देवता जो आपको पसंद आए, उसको हम इष्ट देवता कहते हैं. We get connected with that. Some will get connected with Ganesh, some will get connected with Shiva, some will get connected with Durga. You know, अपनी अपनी जो temperament होती है, like that we get connected with these demigods. उन्हें कहा है demigods, म्हणजे दैवत. So, who are these दैवत? These are the attributed gods. ह्यांच्याकडे गुण आहेत, सगुण आहेत ते. आणि त्यामुळे त्यांनी जे whatever fruit they give us also will be also limited. From these demigods, whatever you receive is also limited. But Lord says, if you pray me, you will ultimately arrive to me only. जो परमात्मा कहते हैं, तो अगर हम उसकी भक्ति कर रहे हैं, we will ultimately merge into him. Because the power given to the demigods is also through me. लेकिन ये सगुण की हमें जरूरत है. जब तक हम इस देह बुद्धि में हैं, हमें सगुण की जरूरत है. That's why we are doing the prayers and we are doing so many other things, so that purification of our mind will be there and faith will be established, जिसे हम कहते हैं श्रद्धा. भगवत गीता कहती है श्रद्धावान लभते ज्ञानम. Who will get knowledge? One who has complete faith. If you are all the time doubting, संशयात्मा विनश्यति. All the time doubting. Why you are doubting? Because your intellect comes in between. अपनी बुद्धि जो है वो हर समय बीच में आती है. And this is what happened to Uddhava. It is the buddhi, and what Lord says, I am beyond the senses, I am beyond the mind, I am beyond the prana, I am beyond the intellect. बुद्धि से आप मुझे नहीं जान सकोगे. You will never know me through the intellect. मैं उससे परे हूँ. It is said that this consciousness reflects on the brain and what comes out is the intellect. अगर ये consciousness नहीं है, so you have the brain, but then what happens, you know, when somebody is in coma? सब है, अपने अवयव सब जिंदा है, but there is no conscious principle there, na? So therefore it is said, what is intelligence? When the consciousness reflects from your mind, that is intelligence. वो बुद्धि है. इसलिए वो बुद्धि से भी आगे है. Because of his presence, intelligence is there. Okay, so therefore ये कहते हैं, second one is kirtana, that will create a lot of devotion in you. तो श्रवण कीर्तन. तीसरा है नाम स्मरण. Now नाम स्मरण has been studied at the scientific level. Today you will see documentations on Gayatri mantra, on Trambak mantra, on the names. Vishnu के जो सहस्र नाम है, Vishnu सहस्र नाम. There are 1,000 names given. So they say chant anyone. You can chant anyone which you like. And what that does, to remember him through the chanting of his name. And what is the best example of this? It is the Bhakta Prahlad. He knew nothing. He was only chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And born in the family of demons. See, ये जो जहाँ इनका जन्म हुआ, his father was an atheist. Not only atheist, he wanted to kill Vishnu. Why? Because Vishnu had killed his brother. Hiranyaksha karke unka, that's why when we read all these stories, we start getting the confirmations. और ये हिरण्याक्ष जो था, he was a very, very bad demon. और विष्णु ने उसको मारा था. So this Hiranyakashipu always had that kind of, revenge for Vishnu. He said, I want to kill Vishnu, because Hiranyakashipu also had a lot of power. So look at the, the act of Lord. Vishnu ने ऐसा भक्त जन्म दिया हिरण्यकश्यपु के family में, his own son who was a devotee of Vishnu. Now, this Bhakta Prahlad kept on chanting the name of Lord all time, and we have all the stories how he was saved every time. He was thrown down from the hill. He was put in the boiling oil. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And now that was the chance for the Lord, because Hiranyakashipu had the blessing that he cannot be killed on the earth, he cannot be killed in the sky, he cannot be killed in water, not at daytime, not at night time. So now how to kill him? So that is how the Lord Narasimha appeared, half man and half animal. Usko aisa kaha gaya tha ki he will not be killed by animal, not by a human being. So Lord Vishnu took the incarnation of this Narasimha and he came out of a pillar. So we all know these stories about that. So how the demons can get destroyed because of this godly people or the gods. See, the example to give you this is, we have the demonic qualities within us and we also have the godly qualities in us. हमारे अंदर ये दोनों है. Read the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Daivasura Sampata Vibhagayo. Nobody is free from that. But how can we kill the demonic qualities? If we keep on chanting the name of Lord, all these demonic qualities like Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara, these are all our foes. So chanting the name of Lord is going to destroy all these adhis of the mind. Because you are chanting the name of Lord, those vibrations are created within us. और ऐसे होता है कि इसमें 4 प्रकार की वाणी है, परा, पश्चंती, मध्यमा, वैखरी. तो जैसे जैसे your chanting gets stronger, whether it is a stotra or whether it is a name, when that becomes recorded in your paravani. Paravani कहाँ है? Paravani अपने नाभि के वहाँ है. It is at the region of our navel. तो जब आप शांत हो जाओगे, you will start hearing this japa. You will not even have to say it. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, कंप्यूटर के हार्ड डिस्क में गया, वैसे परावाणी में it has reached to that level of your being where the chanting will automatically happen. You will start hearing it. Now you are listening to what? Not the sound produced by you, but ये परावाणी है. Para is something beyond. And therefore, when this japa is going on and all, नाम स्मरण जप चालू रहता है हमारे अंदर, unknowingly it will keep on happening all the time. When your mind will become that tranquil, you will start hearing it. तो अंदर जब चालू है हमें पता ही नहीं लगता है. So this is the greatest thing about the Namasmaran, and it is said that Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshaya. He says that when you pass out from your body, whatever is the state of your mind, आपकी गति वैसे होगी. अगर आप भगवान का नाम लेते हैं अंत समय में, तो you will have reached only his abode. आप उसके वहां ही जाओगे. और ये जो स्टोरी है ये अजामेल की है. आपको मालूम है अजामेल भी ऐसा ही था. He was not a well behaved person. But at the time of his death, what happened? He called his son Narayana Narayana. His son was named Narayana. और इसीलिए ये नारायण नाम लेके उसे मुक्ति मिल गई. So people say, okay, then at the end of our time, you know, when we are going to have our death, we will chant the name of Lord. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. जब तक ये हमारे अंदर नहीं, हार्ड डिस्क में नहीं गया है, भगवान का नाम अंत में नहीं आता है. There will be so many thoughts, so many vasanas, kamanas हमारे अंदर जो है ना, वो सब उभर के आती है. And we take that with us. So why you have to be born again? Janma घ्यावा लागे वासने संगे. This is what Jnaneshwari has said. Janma घ्यावा लागे. You have to be born because of this ungratified desires. ये निकलती है हमारे साथ. So that's why becoming desireless, जो वैराग्य की बात की है, that is so important. Becoming dispassionate about the world. जो असत है उसके साथ हमारा डिसोसिएशन हो गया, तो फिर एसोसिएशन किसके साथ होगा? ओनली विथ सत. ओनली विथ सत. दैट्स व्हाई वी से सत्संगत्वे निस्संगत्वम, निस्संगत्वे निर्मोहित्वम, निर्मोहित्वे चंचल तत्व, निश्चल तत्वम, निश्चल तत्वे जीवन मुक्ति. ये सत का संग होता है तो फिर असत का संग रहना ही पॉसिबल नहीं है. You can be either this or you can be either that. So this Namasmaran, chanting the name, there are certain vibrations also produced, and therefore they say that Gayatri mantra has the highest potential if you are talking about the vibrations and the power of these vibrations. It is been recorded and studied now. It is been recorded and studied. It is not just like, you know, that we have to believe, but now because the Western people have taken so much interest in this and they want everything documented. हम जैसे लोगों की ये परंपरा है, तो ये चलती आई है. We believe that yes, it is like this. But for them, everything has to come in black and white, documentation. और ये documentation और study, he has revealed such a lot about these mantras, कि ये मंत्र शास्त्र है. और ये मंत्र शास्त्र क्या है, इसका इतना you know what to say, the explanation, and there is so much of study done on it now that it is almost, what to say, science also has proved now that how these mantras do have the effect, if it is chanted in just that proper manner. इसीलिए हमारे में तो 8 साल का बच्चा होता है तो मौजी बंधन करते हैं. He is supposed to chant the Gayatri mantra, but nowadays nobody does. You know, this thread ceremony just becomes collecting your relatives and, you know, having some celebration. And what actually that boy has to do, he gets another name also. That means his true name that is associated with the world is not his true name when he does his थ्रेड सेरेमनी. उसको दूसरा नाम मिलता है और उसको गायत्री मंत्र की दीक्षा दी जाती है, जो संध्या के समय सुबह करना है और शाम को करना है. But we are not following all these traditions. They are the best things to be done, but you know that faith and no time for all these things. So therefore Lord says only chant my name in Kali Yuga. कली युग में आपको ये कुछ करने के लिए समय नहीं मिलने वाला, तो कम से कम at least be attached to the name of Lord. So here he says And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me, alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. ये कहते हैं नास्त्यत्र संशया, इसमें बारे में कोई डाउट नहीं है. अभी if we have faith, we will believe this. If the buddhi comes in between, it will say, who said that? Then you try to prove it. If you want to go through the path of your intellect, tarka vitarka jo hai, tarka chanchala. Tarka is always chanchal. Naiko rucha asya vacha pramanam. All the rishis have told so many different things. Dharmasya tattvam vihitam guhaya. It is a very mysterious path. Vihitam guhaya. Guhaya means very mysterious. Mahajano yena gatasa pantha. It is best to follow the great realized souls rather than using your logic and all these tarka. तर्क वितर्क ये केवल अपने बुद्धि का विषय है. So therefore he says natra samshaya, there is no doubt about it, but we are still in that fix. क्या इससे हमें सचमुच कुछ मिलेगा? ये नामस्मरण करने से क्या होता है? See, there are electrons everywhere in the surrounding, but is the electricity felt everywhere? No. When the electrons get channelized, then the electric power is generated. Similarly, when your mind will get polarized just by chanting the name, there is nothing else but orientation will be there and the mind will develop so much power. जो मन बिखर गया है इधर उधर, उसको अगर हम channelize करते हैं, the power of mind is tremendous. It is tremendous. And therefore this namasmaran, that is the third bhakti, it can give you tremendous power of the mind. So that's why Vivekananda also said, Uttishta jagrita prapanavabodhata. इससे क्या होता है? आप ही आपको प्राप्त कर लेते हो. See, the best part in spirituality is you are not going to get anything from outside. बाहर से आपको कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं है. क्या मिलने वाला है? You will realize what you are. प्राप्तस्य प्राप्ति. मैं कौन हूँ? Who am I? That is always the quest in any of the spiritual path. Who am I? So I am not with this name. Identification nahi hai. I am not with this body. I am not the one who has all these degrees and all these things. Then who am I? That is the spiritual quest. और ये जो quest है, ये हम इस जो नवविधा भक्ति से जाते हैं, it will slowly start getting unfolded. लेकिन उसे पहले करना पड़ेगा. We'll have to do it. Without that, just by understanding and having the gyan, nothing will come up. So usually they say that mind takes the form of that which it remembers. जो भी हम बाहर से देखते हैं अपने आंखों से, उसका पहला जो फॉर्म है, वो your mind takes the form. And then that is through the nervous system going to your brain where it gets identified. Therefore, जिसका स्मरण आपको होता है, वही फॉर्म आपके सामने आ जाएगा. इसीलिए you have to choose one deity. Don't go on changing all the time. Meditation भी मैं कहा है कि आपको एक ऑब्जेक्ट सिलेक्ट करना है. Don't keep on changing the objects in meditation. जैसे रामकृष्ण परमहंस के साथ क्या था, उनको केवल काली माता का ही दर्शन होता था. Whenever he closed the eyes, because she was his Ishta Devata. And he said everything is her. That is the kind of thing when you choose the object of meditation. But you all know the story, how Totapuri came to him and he told him, Dekho, you are still caught in the form. आपको ये काली माता का दृश्य भी मन से निकालना होगा. And Ramakrishna says it is one of the most difficult things for me. So this Totapuri said, till this doesn't happen, you will not be realized. And one day Ramakrishna tried that. He said, I'll get rid of this form with great difficulty. What resulted was, जो हम कहते हैं सब अष्ट सात्विक भाव उभर के आए गए. He started getting tears from his eyes. He didn't know what to do. Horripilation on the body, जो हम बोलते हैं ना कि बाल खड़े रोमटे खड़े हो जाते हैं. And he said, I'm going to tell Totapuri what has happened to me now. But that Totapuri never came again. तो तोतापुरी के रूप में कौन उसे ये ज्ञान देके गए? डोंट गेट क्लिंग्ड. क्लेशा क्या है? अविद्या, अस्मिता, राग, अभिनिवेश क्लेश, क्लिंगिंग ऑन टू दिस बॉडी. ये क्लेश है. इसे योग ने क्लेश कहा है. तो ये क्लेश से मुक्ति है. तो गो ऑन रिमेम्बरिंग फर्स्ट द फॉर्म एंड देन स्टार्ट डूइंग द जप. So you don't have to keep on changing. इष्ट दैवत एक है और उसके साथ ही हमें वो जप करना है. तो इसे नाम स्मरण कहा है. So therefore कबीर जी कहते हैं कि दुख में सब सुमिरन करे. सुमिरन मतलब भगवान को याद करना या उसका जप करना. सुख में करे ना कोई. दुख में सब सुमिरन करे, सुख में करे ना कोई. सुख में अगर सुमिरन करे, दुख काय को होए. See, these saints tell us in just, in just a trice. They say, हाँ, जब दुख आता है, संकट आता है, भगवान को बुलाना शुरू करते हैं. लेकिन अगर सुखी हो तब क्यों नहीं उसको याद करते? जब सुख में हो, ये सुख उसने दिया है, तब उसको, why you are not showing gratitude at that time? Do we ever go to the temple and pray to God, thank you for giving me everything? कभी हमारी प्रेयर ऐसे शुरू होती है, whatever we have, we are being blessed with so much. When we see people who are without anything, like बोलते हैं कि somebody was craving for very expensive shoes till he saw a man without feet. भगवान ने मुझे सब दिया है. Why we never go and show our gratitude to him? Rather all the pitfalls, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, वो नहीं है, we are going inside only for that. तो इसीलिए कहते हैं there are more beggars inside the temple than the outside. Outside temple we all are seeing बेचारे उनके पास नहीं है, they are, पर अंदर जाने वाले भी वही है. They keep on asking for everything. We get what we deserve, not what we desire. And we are always thinking, I deserve much more. We don't know. We are getting exactly what we deserve. वो आएगा ही आएगा. आप ना कहोगे तो भी वो आएगा आपके पास. So therefore, how to contemplate on Lord? When you do this, your heart starts getting purified. योग का मतलब दूसरा और कुछ नहीं है, प्यूरिफिकेशन. जब हम भक्ति योग बोलते हैं तो भक्ति के द्वारा प्यूरिफिकेशन हो रहा है. जब हम अष्टांग योग बोलते हैं तो यम नियम करके समाधि तक जाते हैं तो हमारा प्यूरिफिकेशन हो जाता है. तो मार्ग अलग अलग है लेकिन द डेस्टिनेशन इज ओनली वन. और इसीलिए हम कहते हैं व्हाट डज नॉट नो द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ नेम चैंटिंग. ऐसे कहते हैं द लॉर्ड शिवा इज ऑल्सो ऑल द टाइम एनग्रॉस्ड इन चैंटिंग द नेम ऑफ रामा. What is he doing in meditation? They say he is all the time only chanting the name of Rama. तो सब कहते हैं राम तो अभी के है, शिवा तो he is of the so many years behind. No, the Rama, the तत्व जो कहते हैं वो हमारे वेदों से पहले भी अस्तित्व में था, जिसे हम अजन्मा कहते हैं. He has been always there, whether these galaxies are there or they are not. If everything even goes to dissolution, his existence will be there. He will never disappear. और इसीलिए हमारे लिए जो चिन्मयानंद थे वो बहुत बढ़िया कहते थे. He says, when I appear, he disappears. मतलब जब मेरा अहंकार उभर के आता है, भगवान वहां नहीं रहता है. When I appear, he disappears. When I disappear, he appears. जैसे हमें कबीर जी ने इतने सिंपल शब्दों में कहा, ये भी only 2 lines. When I appear, he disappears. When I disappear, he appears. That means what is there in between? ये ego है, ये अहंकार है. और इसीलिए ये नवविधा भक्ति से हमें we have to go on becoming as if we are the servant of God. That should be the attitude within us. So whatever I am doing is service to him. इसीलिए इसके बाद है पाद सेवन. Okay, so after we have seen these 3, the 4th is called pada sevan. Now pada sevan itself means servitude. So here the reference is to the Sadguru. But now how to serve Lord? So it is by serving the Sadguru. Now Guru or Sadguru में फर्क क्या है? Sadguru is one who is a self-realized soul. और बाकी जो हमें सारी विद्याएं है उसमें गुरु है ही है. आप म्यूजिक भी सीखो, आप ये सीखो, चित्रकला, anything you go, you need a guru there. But who is Sadguru? Sadguru is one who is established in realization. So the चौथी भक्ति जो की है उसे कहा है पाद सेवन. And that time it was the culture that a disciple would go and stay with the guru. It was not only the ordinary people like us, but even Rama and Krishna on their incarnation, they had to go and stay with the gurus in the monastery. Rama learned from Vasishtha Muni and Krishna learned from Sandipani Muni. So this is the tradition. They had to go and serve there with the gurus, because once you take the human form, then you cannot escape the illusion. और इसका आप सबको मालूम है कि even Rama got, fooled with the golden deer. Even he got fooled with the golden deer. ये मायावी था. And when Lakshmana asked him, why all this is happening to your life? You are the Paramatman yourself. He says, when you come into the human form, you will have to undergo all this. But he was aware of it. People like us say, why I have to go through all this? Because we are identifying our body with the I, not with that Paramatman. Aham Brahmasmi. We are not identifying ourselves with that. So therefore, it is when you come in the human form. So yes, Sadguru is the one who is self-realized and established in the knowledge. Pada Sevan, that was the parampara to serve the Sadguru. And therefore, it is through that Sadguru, the Paramatman expresses himself. So one must serve his Guru or be at his feet. उसे पाद सेवन कहा है. तो ये भक्ति है. अगर परमेश्वर या परमात्मा हमें दिखाई नहीं देता है, तो he is expressing through this self-realized master or the teacher. So be at his feet. And therefore कबीर जी ने भी कहा है, अगर भगवान और गुरु दोनों आपके सामने खड़े हो जाए तो पहले पैर अपने गुरु के छूना. It is because of this guru the Lord is giving you the darshan. तो हम गुरु को उस स्थान देते हैं. And इसीलिए जो हम कहते हैं, this guru is being flowing all the time. Kalena navachedataha. There is no time where he is not there. He is always there and he will be always there. So serve the Guru. It is not like that, but in our culture, we were also obeying the teachers. See, now everything has become different. But you see, even my generation or prior generations, the teachers were given very high respect. And the teachers were also like that. It was not like, just coming, chalo, kuch le lo, sikhao, or nikal jao. The teachers were giving their full to the students. If you have read, most of you who are Marathi, if you have read Pula Deshpande's book, and he has written about his teacher, and he says how to find the, footwear of a teacher. The most used one and the old one lying on the stand is my teacher's footwear. And there is one very beautiful story of Nasiruddin. Yes, I forgot the name. It is the Delhi station which is named after him. And what happened was, see, there are so many stories, but I don't want to cross the time. It is almost 9:15, but I have a lot of stories to tell in all this Navavidha Bhakti. One very poor man was passing the road and he wanted his daughter to get married. So एक वहां बैठे थे, उनके पास जाके बोले कि मुझे कुछ पैसे चाहिए. So this old man is saying, I have nothing. लेकिन मेरे पास मेरे गुरु के ये फुटवेयर है, चप्पल है, वो लेके जाओ. So he was wondering what I will do with this. As he was passing by, he was sitting there and one very wealthy person, पूरे जिसे बोलते हैं camels, horses were loaded with wealth. He was passing from there. He came to see this person and he saw those chappals which were all torn and this. So he said, who gave you this? So he said, ऐसे मैं पास हो रहा था and एक फकीर ने मुझे ये दे दिए, उसके पास और देने के लिए कुछ नहीं था. He says, give me this and take all my wealth. So that man started looking, what is happening? He said, these are the footwear of my guru. They are priceless. कितना भी मैं दूँ संपत्ति, इसकी कीमत उससे ज्यादा है. आपको लेना है तो take all the wealth, but give them to me. So see, we never know ये कौन फकीर बैठा हुआ था, किसने उसे ये दिया, बोला मेरे पास और कुछ नहीं है. ये पाद सेवन, ये जो भक्ति है, अगर हम सच्चे मन से अपने गुरु को, जो भी आपका सदगुरु है, if you pray, things will just flow through him. It will touch the heart. तो ये पाद सेवन भक्ति है. हम बोलते हैं मातृदेव भव, पितृदेव भव, आचार्य देव भव. This is the way our tradition tells us. What our parents have done for us, we cannot even imagine. How many parents must have made so many sacrifices because of whom we are here now. So that's why we don't need any Mother's Day or Father's Day. ये culture है, Western से आया है. ये Mother's Day है, उस दिन जाके बुके देंगे साल में एक बार. This is not our tradition. Matru Deva Bhava. Remember them, their blessings are there with you all the time. And what sacrifice they have done. So इसे पाद सेवन कहते हैं. Serve your parents, serve your guru or sadguru in the spiritual field. The blessings are going to come. So therefore it is said that all these things one has to remember. And इसीलिए कहते हैं दुर्लभम त्रयमेव तत् देव दैवानुग्रहकम. These three things are very rare. कौन से? मनुष्यत्वम, to be born in the human form. Mumukshatvam, to be born as a human being and then have a desire to liberate yourself. Mahapurusha Samshrayam, to get in contact with such a person who can give you the knowledge. ये तीन चीजें एक जन्म में मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है, ऐसा कहते. और हमें तो सब भगवान ने दिया है. It is only that we need that desire and work for it through the spiritual path. तो इसके बाद में आता है अर्चन. I am just going now little faster because there are 3-4 more and आत्मनिवेदन is one of the best. The last जो कहते हैं उसे आत्मनिवेदन कहा है. So you all should know what is this. Oh, somebody says that I am happy if it continues for the long time. So anyway, I will try to take not more time of yours. I know the whole day is. So next is Archanam. Archanam is offering. What you are offering to the God? You are, offering. ऐसे कहते हैं कि जो जहां भी देवस्थान है, जो भी है, try to go and give things there which are required by that place. अर्चन करो. आपके पास जो है. Make offerings. Because so many people are coming there, they are having food, they are having all these things. So wahan jaake offer what excess is there with you. Decorate the monastery, decorate the temple with the things that are needed. With the things that are needed. Wahan jo jaruri hai, uska daan karo wahan. So it will outreach to so many people. So इसीलिए इसे अर्चनम कहा है. When one is confused whom to worship, one must start with okay. तो यहाँ कहा है कि आपको अगर पता नहीं है कि अब मैं कौन सा भगवान या इष्ट देवता को ये शुरू start praying, then they say it is the कुल दैवत जो हम बोलते हैं, जो ट्रेडिशन से हमारे घर में आया है. Everybody has that, ट्रेडिशन से आता है. किसी के घर में शिव है, किसी के घर में ये जो 10 अवतार है उसमें से कोई आते हैं, परशुराम है किसी के इसमें. सो ये कुल दैवत जो भी है उसकी पूजा करे. कहते हैं रामदास स्वामी was born in a family जहां 12 पीढ़ी है, 12 जनरेशंस है, वहां राम की पूजा होती थी. He is born in that family. So हमारा जन्म भी कहाँ होता है? There are so many reasons behind it. There are many reasons behind it. तो ये 12 जन्म की जो उपासना है फैमिली में, that fructified in him. He got the real darshan of Rama, staying 21 days in that doorstep of the temple. And what age he moved out? At the age of 12. 12 साल में हम क्या समझते हैं? He was lying for 21 days and one night the doors of this, ये पंचमटी में जो मंदिर है वो राम का मंदिर है, वहां वो लेटे हुए थे. और after they said 21 days the doors at night flew open and Lord Rama placed his hand on this boy. So he is a special saint who has been directly initiated by God. Direct वो जो हम बोलते हैं ना कि ये मिलता है, जो अनुग्रह मिलता है, तो प्रत्यक्ष भगवान ने आपके जिसे अनुग्रह दिया है उसे और क्या चाहिए? One who was totally with strength, one who was totally with knowledge. सब योग उनको आते थे. He knew all hatha yoga also. Everything. He was a master of everything. Knowing so many languages. He traveled whole India by foot. तो ये जो है जहां blessings ऐसी आती है, so everything will just work with them because it is the Lord himself who will express through them. So इसीलिए ये कहते हैं कि अगर आपको किसी deity चुननी है तो आपके परिवार में जो आ गई है, you start worshipping with that and that deity may lead you to your ishta devata. अगर आपकी इष्ट देवता अलग बनती है तो this deity whom you are praying, the family deity कुल दैवत हम जिसे कहते हैं, that will lead you to your ishta devata. So this way अर्चन करो जो भी आपके पास है उसे, whatever excess you have, offer it to the temples and good places where lot of people will be able to take the advantage of it. इसे अर्चन कहा है. अर्चन भक्ति, अर्चन का मतलब है offering. So it is not just offering to the idol, you can always offer where more of the people will be able to use it. So अर्चन के बाद है वंदन. Means वंदन means salutation and here salutation जो है वो भगवान ही नहीं लेकिन वो कहते हैं कि जो भी elders in the families, those who are pious people, ते से नमस्कार फुकाचा आणि आशीर्वाद मोलाचा. What are you losing when you are just doing this Vandan to the elderlies? You are not losing anything, but the blessings you get from them are the highest blessings. इनसे जो आपको आशीर्वाद मिलते हैं वो बहुत ही प्रेशियस है, लेकिन झुकना नहीं है. It is very difficult. And that is what you must see, these Varkaris, they are touching each other's feet. इधर ईगो रहता नहीं है. No ego is left. वंदन करने से हमारा ईगो कम कम होते जाता है. The more you are doing the salutations, not only to the God, but to the pious and elderly people, you will see how your ego starts getting erased slowly. And therefore, one of the very, very rich person who has the wealth and property in crores, you know what he's doing? Every day he goes to the Gurudwara, he sits there, he removes his coat and everything, he sits in his normal clothes and he will clean the footwear of the people who have kept them in the stand. रोज अपनी सर्विस वो देते हैं वहां और फिर जाते हैं. Then he is, you know, the driver opens the car of that rich, the rich car, and he is wearing his suit and he's going. So somebody asked him, why you are doing all this? He says, ये करने से मेरा अहंकार निकल जाता. Otherwise, I would think I am top of this world. रोज जाके ये सर्विस देना, you know, खुद को नीचे लाके भगवान की सर्विस करना. So many of them will also wash the temples. You will see all these things people are doing. So this is the servitude towards God. And why we need it is that will help us to reduce our ego. We are not ready to do, you know, कुछ छोटा मोटा भी program होता है. Now nobody is there to help. We have to sweep. Then people, you know, will think, मैं करूँ क्या ना करूँ. We have to do it. It's nothing. Nobody is higher on higher altar or on the low. It will make your ego minced. Ego निकल जाएगा. तो इसीलिए bowing down means you try to take the blessings of the elders, and bowing will make your ego less and less. उसको वहां जगह ही नहीं रहेगी. तो फिर ये इसे कहते हैं कि विद्या लभते विनया. अगर आपके अंदर विनय है तो आपको विद्या जरूर मिल जाएगी. विद्या लभते विनया, विनयात पात्रता. You will become worthy when immediately you become so humble. Patratvat labhate dhanam. Once you have that authoritative this, आपको विद्या मिल जाएगी, आपको धन जरूर मिलेगा. और धनात् धर्म तथा सुखम. What can happen with humbleness? Dhanat dharma tatha sukham. If you have the wealth, spend it in the right way. Udasa vritti vechave. That is what Tukaram says. Dhan, you earn money, but udasa vritti vechave. Don't spend it just like that. Spend it in the proper way. So इसीलिए धनात् धर्म तथा सुखम. And what will come to you is the joy of giving. There is tremendous joy of giving. Once you start enjoying that, once you start enjoying giving, you will realize that what joy you get. And everybody need not have money. There are so many things in so many ways we can give. It is not only in the form of money. You know, somebody needs something, somebody needs your help. Sometimes emotional support is also required. So one can help in any way. Once you start giving, you start enjoying this and you become more and more full. जिसे हम कहते हैं वो समाधान जो है, satisfaction. See what beautiful is the satisfaction. इसीलिए जो षड संपत्ति कहा है उसमें साधक के लिए क्या कहा है? शम दम तितिक्षा. श्रद्धा उपरति समाधान. ये समाधान क्या है? Once you realize that Paramatman within your heart, you will not want anything of this world. वो dispassion अपने आप आ जाएगी. It is nothing like, sacrifice or anything. It is nothing like sacrifice. I think you must have heard Sudha Murthy that day talking, in the one of the programs, Karodpati. She said, she was asked, when do you feel the best? She says, when I give something to somebody who requires it, the contentment I get is better than heaven. See, this is the kind of thing we need to do. When we start doing that, automatically all the impurities will start going out from your heart. No impurities will remain. What is yoga again? Purification. Yoga is talking about purification at all the 5, koshas. अन्नमय कोश, प्राणमय कोश, मनोमय कोश, ऑल षट क्रियास कर रहे हैं, सब कर रहे हैं, किसके लिए कर रहे हैं? फॉर प्यूरिफिकेशन. So yoga is purification. So therefore this is then we have Vandan Dasya. Now Dasya, as I already told you, it is the example of Hanuman. So हनुमान को कहते हैं मनोजवम मारुत तुल्य वेगम जितेंद्रियम बुद्धिमताम वरिष्ठम. राम रक्षा में ये आता है हनुमान का वर्णन. वातात्मजम वानर यूथ मुख्यम श्रीराम दूतम शरणम प्रपद्ये. ये श्रीराम का दूत है. He says, I don't want anything, just be at the feet of God, and what else do you need? And Hanuman wrote Ramayana on just one leaf of banana. हनुमान ने रामायण एक बनाना के लीफ पे लिखा था. और ये रामायण जो वशिष्ठ मुनि ने लिखा था, he read the Ramayana written by Hanuman and he says, don't keep it, nobody will read my Ramayana. What you have written on this one page of leaf, उसको मत रखो. मैंने लिखा हुआ रामायण कोई नहीं पढ़ेगा. That was the beauty what he wrote. So Hanuman said, ये तो मैंने खाली मेरे लिए लिखा है. I have no issues in tearing it out. I have no issues क्योंकि वो मेरे अंदर ही है, लेकिन मैंने ऐसे लिखा है. So on one page he wrote that. See, वो जो उनके अंदर प्रभु रामचंद्र के लिए भक्ति थी, वो अनन्य है. अनन्य साधारण हम जिसे कहते हैं. अनन्यश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाम पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेम वहाम्यहम्. This is the वचन given by Lord. जो अनन्य भक्ति मुझसे करता है, उसका योगक्षेम मैं देखता हूं. That's why LIC has to come now. Yogaksema Vahamyam. That is the logo, because we'll take care of all your needs. Yogaksema आपका जो है सब हम देख लेंगे. तो भगवान का ये वचन है गीता में, अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाम पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. Be relaxed. सोच रहे हैं इतने साल से, कल क्या, परसों क्या, years, अरे who knows what it is. मालूम नहीं next moment भी क्या है. Really we don't know. So that's why we don't know. When we are chanting, automatically, even if it's the last moment, still we are with the name of God. Still we will be with the name of God. तो ये भक्ति मार्ग जो है, वो हमें लगता है बस मंदिर में जाओ, ये करो, ऐसा नहीं है. You have to transform your mind in bhakti, in devotion. And that is one of the best ways. So therefore, it is said, खाली ज्ञान ज्ञान नहीं, ज्ञान का परिवर्तन भक्ति में होना चाहिए. And when you go through the path of devotion, the devotion will transform into knowledge. संतों को कहाँ से ज्ञान मिल गया? They were not learned. वेद विद्या ये कुछ नहीं सीखा था. फिर भी तुकाराम in his all abhanga, he has said that ऐसे तिन्ही देव जेथोनी उत्पन्न तोहा गजानन मायब ओमकार प्रधान रूप. See, so beautiful in their abhangas, they describe everything. From where the knowledge is flowing. कहाँ से ये उत्पन्न हो रहा है. तुका म्हणे ऐसी आहे वेदवाणी पहावी पुराणी व्यासांची. तो वेद क्या बोल रहे हैं वो उसका सब ज्ञान आया है उनके पास. ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? The strong devotion can do any kinds of miracles in your life. Any kind of miracles. वो जो poison था, जो मिला था इसको मीरा को. She was poisoned, no? But nothing happened to her. Nothing happened to her. अंदर कौन बैठा है? अंदर जो बैठा है वो ही सब कर रहा है. As I said, what is the image falling on your retina? It is an inverted image. Do we see anything inverted? Nerve is creating an inverted image. How in a trice it becomes upright? ये करने वाला कौन है? That's why one who is giving power to the eyes are not able to see him. He is giving the power. तो समर्थ रामदास ने इतना ब्यूटीफुल लिखा है, अस्थिचे देही मासाचा डोळा त्याने पाहिन ब्रह्माचा गोळा तो ज्ञाता नवे आंधळा एक मूर्ख. बहुत मूर्ख लक्षण दिए हैं. See, he has written on everything of all our human ignorance, everything. So he's saying अस्थिचे देही, this body with bones, मासाचा डोळा, the flesh eye, made of flesh. पाहिना म्हणे ब्रह्माचा गोळा. I will see the Brahman with this eye. One who says that he is not with the knowledge. तो ज्ञाता नवे आंधळा. He is blind. He is a fool. One who says I will see Lord with this eye. तो इसीलिए ये ज्ञान चक्षु क्या है, ये मन चक्षु क्या है, ये सब अपने अंतर में है. We have to go inside. विनोबा जी कहते हैं, there is a book written by him. He says it is a cave inside. अंतर गुहा में प्रवेश, ऐसा उन्होंने किताब में. Enter the cave within. Don't look for him outside. He is within you. तो इसके लिए ये जो कहते हैं कि दास्यो हम जब हम कहते हैं, it is a dual consciousness. द्वैत भाव है यहाँ. जब हम दास्यो हम कहते हैं, even when you are saying you are servant of God, means he is different from you. You are serving him. Then sakhoham. Sakhoham means I am your close friend. Sakhoham. और फिर तीसरी स्टेप जो है उसे कहा है एकोहम. You and me are not different. The deity and the devotee are one itself. अलग नहीं है. वो ही अनन्य भाव है. वो ही अनन्य भाव है. So they are inseparable. Even Lord Krishna and Lord Rama, they were also like that. When their devotees came to them, they were like, close friends with their devotees. And Krishna says, ये ज्ञानी भक्त जो है ना, वो मुझे सबसे प्यारे है. How many people reach? They are, एक तो अर्थार्थी होते हैं. अर्थार्थी means they want wealth, money, whatever it is. Then material जो सब चीजें हैं. आर्त होते हैं. आर्त means those are in pain. आर्त अर्थार्थी. तीसरा है जिज्ञासु. जिज्ञासु means one has curiosity. अर्थ अर्थार्थी, जिज्ञासु, और चौथा है ज्ञानी भक्त. तो भगवान कहते हैं ये जो ज्ञानी भक्त है वो मुझे सबसे प्यारा है. He has the knowledge, but still he wants to be my devotee. ज्ञान होते हुए भी उनको मेरा डिवोटी भक्त बनना है. आप कभी भी भगवत गीता पढ़ो, भक्त का वर्णन हर एक चैप्टर में आपको मिलेगा. Lord has always spoken about a devotee. मत कर्म कृत मत कर्मो मत भक्ता संग वर्जिता निर्वैर सर्वभूतेषु यास मामेति पांडवा. मत कर्म कृत, you are serving or doing for me. मत परमो मत भक्ता संग वर्जिता. My devotee, उनका संग कहाँ है? मेरे साथ है. So everywhere he talks about devotees, whether it is a ज्ञान योग, whether it is अक्षर ब्रह्म योग, कोई भी आप देख लो, ऐसा एक भी चैप्टर आपको नहीं मिलेगा जहाँ भक्त के बारे में नहीं था. तो इसीलिए that's why now I will go to the Atma Nivedan. Though I have concised lot of things because of the time constraint, we will go to Atma Nivedan. Atma Nivedan is what? Atman is yourself. And yourself is talking to what? Is talking with the Paramatman or the higher self. बात चल रही है आत्मा की और परमात्मा की. आत्मा परमात्मा संयोग योग. योग और कुछ नहीं है. आप कितना भी योग करो, कुछ भी करो, उसका अंत कहाँ होना है? आत्मा और परमात्मा का एक हो जाना. That is योग. आत्मा परमात्मा संयोग, जो यहाँ योग बनता है, when you get one with him, that is the real yoga, or that is the highest, you can say, the goal or the state of yoga where you become one with the supreme. तो यहाँ है षट संपत्ति के बारे में आपने कहा. Actually one cannot separate bhakti and jnana. That also I talked with you Lord. Then it is said, it is a realization that I am the Paramatman. So हम हंसा. So हम. और ये ब्रीदिंग के साथ करते हैं. जब हम करते हैं प्राणायाम, जो प्राणायाम हम कहते हैं मंत्र के साथ होता है, सगर्भ प्राणायाम कहा है उसे. ये जो सगर्भ प्राणायाम है, ये हम सांस के साथ कर सकते है और सांस के साथ ये मंत्र का जप करना है. So there is so much of this, how to do the pranayam with the japa, how to do pranayam with om. दीर्घ प्रणव उच्चारेण मनोराज्य विलीयते. दीर्घ प्रणव उच्चारेण means the long pronunciation of omkar. Pranava means om. दीर्घ, आपको मालूम है प्राणायाम में हम सांस कैसे दीर्घ बनाते हैं? इन ब्रीदिंग. सो दीर्घ, उसके साथ जो प्रणव का उच्चारण होता है, उससे क्या होता है? मनोराज्यम विलीयते. आपका मन जो है वो पूरी कल्पना और विकल्प, कल्प के साथ जो है संकल्प विकल्प, वो सब निकल जाएंगे. You will realize that this is all a dream. इसीलिए मांडुक्य उपनिषद जो एक सबसे महत्वपूर्ण उपनिषद है, उसमें हमें जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति तीन अपनी अवस्थाओं के बारे में बताया है. What is this जागृत? What is this swapna? What are these different states of consciousness? Have we ever tried to contemplate on them? And is beyond this is the transcendental, वो भी तुरिया अवस्था है. It is a state. He is stateless. तो ये तुरिया में जाके समझते हैं कि there is a state where nothing is there. And when you transcend, you will realize that this is a dream. See, when हम जागृति में आते हैं, तब हम कहते हैं हमने स्वप्न देखा. When we become awakened, then we say, oh, it was a dream. So when we become awakened to that elevated state, जिसे हम transcendental कहते हैं, we will realize that this world is a dream. This world is a dream. ये हम अभी अनुभव नहीं कर सकते हैं. So we are still caught in it as a reality. जैसे हम कहते हैं मृगजल. मृगजल क्या है? It is an appearance. It is nothing is there. When you go near it, what you realize? Nothing is there, but I thought water is there. It's an illusion. Similarly, उसका ही उदाहरण देते हैं और कहते हैं ये दुनिया भी एक ड्रीम है और कुछ नहीं है. ये परमात्माला पडलेलं स्वप्न आहे. Go beyond that dream. That means go beyond the worldly consciousness. Then you are there. Once you realize your true nature, what is there? रज्जु सर्प, हम जो कहते हैं ना रज्जु सर्प योग, वो उसका हमेशा एग्जाम्पल देते हैं कि it was only a rope but we thought it was a snake. और हम डर गए, लेकिन जब when there was light, then you say, oh, it was only a rope, but I thought it was a snake, और हम डर गए. So similarly, हम डरते हैं इस दुनिया से, भागने की कोशिश करते हैं, everything we are doing, but if you realize this as a dream, well, you will be liberated from everything. कुछ नहीं है, ये एक सपना है. And what is 100 years for us is not even a wink of an eye for the timeless. मतलब हम जो 100 साल की जिंदगी मानते हैं, वो from the time, from the concept of Paramatman, it is not even the wink of an eye. और समर्थ कहते हैं, सागरी खसखस तैसे परब्रह्मी दृश्य. One poppy seed in the sea, what is its existence? That is the existence of this drishya for Paramatman. Imagine where we are. If a poppy seed is there in the sea, what is the, what you can say, the count of that poppy seed? क्या है वो? नहीं के बराबर ही है. और ये दृश्य जो सब है, वो परमात्मा को, it is like a poppy seed. उसमें हमको ढूंढो. Try to find yourself in that poppy seed. Where are we? We are not there. अरे जे झालेच नाही, वार्ता त्याची पुससी काही. That is what Samartha says. अरे जो कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, उसके बारे में आप क्या पूछ रहे हो? Nothing has happened only. But for us, everything is happening. Everything has happened. Past है, future है, present है, सब हो रहा है. लेकिन जो हो गया, it was only a dream. So not to cling on to all those sorrowful things or joyful things and not keeping on expecting कि वापिस वही अनुभव आ जाएंगे जो हमें पसंद थे. उसे कहा है राग द्वेष. Becoming attached to the wonderful things and start becoming indifferent to those things which you have not liked. This duality is the mind. ये मन की अवस्था है. Mind is the greatest illusion and we think we are the mind. हम मन को ही समझ रहे हैं, हम मन है, हम मन नहीं है. Where is the mind? And it makes you play everything and dodge you from here and there. इसीलिए ये जो मन है, ये अपने इंद्रियों के द्वारा जो दुनिया की तरफ जाता है, उसको वहां से वापस लाना है and get it to the infinite. That is the Paramatman. That is actually what is this Navavidha Bhakti is. जब आप आत्मनिवेदन तक आ जाते हो, आत्मनिवेदन हो गया. See, I have told everything to you and now it is you alone. जैसे होता है ना, जब कोई चीजें हैं, हम किसी अपने क्लोज फ्रेंड को बता देते हैं, we feel relieved. We feel relieved because we are sharing. But here you are sharing with whom? आत्मा परमात्मा के साथ हो गया. उसे कुछ चाहिए नहीं. You are complete and you are total. That is it. That's why we say Om Purnamada. So we will end our today's lecture with Om Purnamada, and that will be the Navavidha Bhakti. Those who are the no Marathi, they should read Dasbodh. आप दासबोध को जरूर पढ़िए. It reveals the knowledge. You know, इसमें कहा है कि if you read this grantha, then Swayam Brahmachi Hoya. Swayam Brahmachi Hoya. You will become Brahman yourself. I'm giving you the assurance, he says. Who wants now to see, these are not the ancient things, they are very much even today. ये कोई पुराना ज्ञान नहीं है. It is always new. It is always new. And these are the only things which are going to save us from all the calamities, is for sure. So we will stop here for Navavidha Bhakti. I wish everybody का आत्मनिवेदन हो जाए. You become one with the Paramatman and may, जैसे बोलते हैं, जीवन का सार्थक हो गया और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Okay, so हम पूर्ण मदद कह के आज का ये सेशन खत्म करते हैं. Sorry, I have overgone a little time, but the scope of the subject is so much that it is not possible, to bring it in that. Anyway, so let us say, पूर्ण मदद करून आपण थांबू. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Okay, thank you everybody for having patience and to sit for such a long time. Okay, bye everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, madam. And
Thank
now
you,
really,
Sushma, for calling me to.
Thank you so much. And I think all the participants are ready that we will call Shilpa madam again and again. She has just left. So it was a wonderful session. And now we are trying to giving justice to the name of our forum, that is Yogaarthi. So more and more such speakers we would like to call here on this platform. And we would like people like you who are listening it without watching at the clocks. And I'm really thankful to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, once again, wish you a happy Yoga Day. Thank you. Bye-bye.